Welcome you guys to the second episode of the podcast, The Word, The Faith. It's a podcast where we read the Bible, we discuss life, lessons, life history, life experiences, and discuss our faith in the Word. We're going to read chapter 5 of Genesis. The last episode, we read chapter 1 through 4 of Genesis, so we're in chapter 5 right now. Chapter 5, verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that Yah created man, in the likeness of Yah made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them and called their name Adam, in the day when they were created. And Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth. And the days of Adam after he begot Seth were 800 years, and he begot sons and daughters. Now this also proves that we lived so long years ago, because man was not made to die. Death is a direct curse or a direct punishment to us defying Elohim Yah in the first place by eating of the forbidden tree, right? The tree of knowledge. That was our punishment. So even though years ago, many years ago, right? We lived for 800 years and we begot all of these children. Now the average lifespan for man might be 80 years. 90 years, and that's really good. That's if you live a really long life, right? It says, and Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness after his image, and called his name Seth. So he was 130 years old before he had his son. In the days of Adam after he had begot Seth were 800 years. So he was 130 when he had his son, and after that he lived another 800 years. So he lived 930 years, if I'm reading this right. And all the days of Adam lived 930 years, and he died. And Seth lived 105 years and begot Enos. So all these people nowadays that making it seem like, oh, you 22 and you ain't got no kids yet? What? These people were in their hundreds before they had their first kid. And Seth lived after he begat Enos 807 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. And Enos lived 90 years and begat Canaan. And Enos lived after he begat Canaan 815 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enos was 905 years, and he died. And Canaan, I guess, I'm not saying it right, lived 70 years and begat Mahalalel. And Canaan lived after he begat Mahalalel 840 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalalel lived 65 years and begat Jared. And Mahalalel lived after he begat Jared 830 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. And Jared lived 162 years, and he begat Enoch. And Jared lived after he begat Enoch 800 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the years of Jared were 962 years, and he died. And Enoch lived 65 years and begat Methuselah. And Enoch walked with Yah after he begot Methuselah 300 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 305 years, but it does not say he died, y'all. So Enoch did not die. And Enoch walked with Yah, and he was not, for Yah took him. So Enoch never actually died the what we would consider a death, right? Because it says, it breaks down each one and says that after they lived, they actually died. It doesn't say that with Enoch. It says that Enoch walked with the Lord. He walked with Elohim, and he did, and he was not. So he did not die. He was not taken that way. Yah took him up in a chariot. And it says Methuselah lived 187 and begot Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begot Lamech 782 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 182 years and begat a son. And he called his son Noah, saying, This same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. And Lamech lived after he begat Noah 595 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So we go on to chapter 6. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of Yah saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So he was cutting down. He was saying, because his spirit was so strong with us, those back in the day, we lived so long. So he's saying that his spirit shall not always strive with you unto you, right? So because I think this is also during the time that his spirit was so high with us, because we were meant to be immortal, but it's not like it was a straight snatch away. It was gradually leaving us, but also with us being in sin. So with us being in sin, his spirit slowly left us, and so we wasn't living that long. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of Yah came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. So these were the fallen, or was having children with human women, right? It says, And Yah saw that the wickedness of men was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart were only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. So the deeds, oh man, I messed up. So the deeds that were being done grieved the Lord, and he repented that he even can you imagine that? Being repentant like that, he even made you. It says, And the Lord said, I will destroy men whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. So we should be very thankful for Noah. For these are the generations of Noah. Noah was just a man, was a just man. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with Yah. And Noah begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And the earth also was corrupt before Yah, and the earth was filled with violence. Sounds familiar. And Yah looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And Yah said unto Noah, The end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Room shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. And shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. I don't know what that part meant. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be the with pitch, shalt pitch it within without with pitch. Is pitch, is that not with sound, right? Only reason I asked that, right? I know I'm speculating and I'm about to go off on a tangent. There's this theory that you can make things with sound. Like there's sound, like on our lowly level now, with the lack of knowledge that we have, right? We don't know how to create certain things, but they were saying there's a theory that years ago, when we were more in tune with nature, earth, and knowledge, right, that we can make things with sound. Then they talk about the pyramids. They talk about even the Aztec pyramids, how there's certain sounds create certain things. Anyway, I'm just speculating. I'm just going off on a tangent, y'all. That could mean something totally different. More than likely it does. I just was thinking. Okay, so back to verse 15. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A window shalt thou make to the ark, and a cubit shalt thou finish it above, and the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof. With lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth, to destroy all flesh. Within is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the heavens shall die, in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy son's wife with thee. And of every living thing of all flesh, two of every sort shall thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female, of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. Two of every sort shall come unto thee, to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah, according to all that Yah commanded him, so did he. And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou, and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast. Y'all know what? I want to stop that, because I know there's a spiritual warfare, and while I am reading this, I'm getting this energy that says, do you believe that? Do you want to believe that? Why you believe that? Why are you reading that? And that lets me know that what I'm reading is good and just, right? Because there's always going to be this energy, this negativeness that tries to pull you away from the Lord. Now, I read many books, right? Not just the Bible. I never get that feeling when I'm reading something that's of the world. But when I'm reading the Bible, I get this feeling of why, right? Why should I can be doing this, I can be doing that. I just wanted to stop to say that. So if anybody else out there is reading their Bible, right, and they're getting this feeling, bypass that feeling, because that feeling is something that is not right, that is negative. And it's like spiritual warfare is true. Like spiritual warfare, we don't really, when people say that, nobody explains what that is. It just is, but you don't know what you don't know. Like you don't know what it looks like, you don't know what it feels like your spirit knows, but sometimes your spirit and your mind isn't connected, right? So you're not comprehending what's going on in your body, what's going on around you. So if you get that feeling, you just know you're doing the right thing. Keep on reading. Anyway, I'm back to the second verse on 7:2, Genesis 7:2. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by two, the male and his female. of fowls also. Now, if y'all don't know what the clean beast is, I think y'all can find that in Leviticus. I know like clean beasts they explain what makes a beast clean and what makes a beast unclean. Like a pig would be unclean, I think. Yeah. Oh, it says, and of beasts that are not clean by two, the male and his female. Of fowls also of the air by sevens, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. And Noah did according to all that the Lord commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him into the ark, because of the waters of the flood, of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, of fowls and of everything that creepeth upon the earth. There went unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as Yah hath commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 7th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the self same day entered Noah, and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wives, and the 3 wives of his son with them in the ark. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they that went in male and female of all flesh, as Yah had commanded him. And the Lord shut him in. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased, and bare to the ark, and it was lifted up above the earth. And the waters prevailed, and were increased greatly upon the earth. And the ark went upon the face of the water, and the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole earth were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. And all can you imagine all the mountains being covered by water, even at its highest point? It says, and all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of fowl and of cattle. So it went so high up that even the birds died, right? The fowls died, and of cattle, and of beasts, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man, all in whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land died. And every living substance was destroyed, which is upon the face of the earth, face of the ground, both man and cattle, and the creeping things, and the fowl of the heaven, and they were destroyed from the earth. And Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark, and the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. That's a long time, y'all. Chapter 8. And Yah remembered Noah and every living thing, and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And Yah made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. I wonder what the fountains also of the deep. So you know how they say that there are lakes and oceans in oceans? I wonder if those were released too, because it says the fountains also of the deep. Okay, we're back in verse 3. So we're 8:3. And the waters returned from off the earth continually, and after the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated. And the ark rested in the 7th month on the 17th day of the month upon the mountains of Ararat. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. And it came to pass at the end of the 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. Now, it says the 10th month, but we're not talking about the lunar calendar, right? Like they use now. Or is it, what? Do they use the solar calendar? No, they use the lunar calendar, I think. Because the 10th month now would be October. But I do believe, so if the new year, right, will be in like April, May, July, August, I think like February-ish. It would be like February-ish, right? January, February would be the 10th month. Weirdly enough, right, the 10th month here is, as far as the financial, like the financial calendar, they go by, it's the same thing, like the end of the financial year. At least I think I'm right. I don't know, I might be wrong. The financial year is kind of the same thing. Like the beginning of the financial year, I do believe is in like April. As far as for like retail, like in January, February, March is when they know how, if they did good for the year before. Anyway, let me go back. So I am in verse 6. And it came to pass at the end of the 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. Did I? Oh, yeah. And he sent forth a raven which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. This is the only bird that I see that they named, that they sent forth a raven. I know ravens are very smart. Oh no, they named dove too. Also, he sent forth a dove from him. Because the verses above, they just said fowl. You know what they call a bird, a fowl. It says, I'm sorry y'all, I'm all burping on anything. Anyway, I'm a human being, okay? Human beings burp. And it came belch. Is that what it is? Is it a burp or belch? Anyway. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made, and he sent forth a raven which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. Also he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the soil of her feet, and she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put forth his hand and took her, and put her in unto him into the ark. And he stayed yet other 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came into him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. And he stayed yet other 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not unto him any more. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month. Okay, the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up. So this would be around April-ish, right? Yep, around April. Which, when you read further in the Bible, springtime, right? So this would be springtime. This is when Passover is, also in the springtime. The first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the earth was dry. And in the second month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dried. And Yah spoke unto Noah, saying, Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every little thing that is with thee of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful, and multiply upon the earth. And Noah went forth with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with them. You know, people don't understand this verse, and people don't understand the power of Yah, right? Of Elohim. In their minds, in their human minds, they say, how can this be possible that just these little bit of animals, these few people, repopulated the earth? But you're not understanding this is the same power that created human beings from dirt. I need people to get this. You're thinking on a human being level. You are the creation. You are not the creator. The creator can create, right? You are the creation. So you're thinking as a creation, how can I? So you're thinking I couldn't do this, so therefore. And I think this stumps a lot of people, and then they use these verses to say, well, I don't believe because it's impossible. It may be impossible for you, but you are the creation. You aren't the creator. Anyway, let's keep reading. And Noah went forth, and his sons and his wives and his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth after their kind went forth out of the ark. And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord, and took up every clean beast of every clean fowl, and offered him burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savour. And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake, for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. That is so true. Neither will I again smite any more everything living, as I have done while the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. And we are thankful for that. But one thing I'm going to say, right, that when it says in verse 21, it says, for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. I totally agree with that. Something is wrong, like we are wrong. Like the energy of this world is so evil, right, that it's almost like people's first instincts is to commit wrongs against each other. Like they have to, I don't know, it's like you have to think to be kind. You have to put effort into be kind. And I think that's so backwards. That's backwards, and it's not natural to have to work to be kind to one another, or to not harm one another, right? Because it's not just about being kind to one another. It's about purposely not harming each other. And people purposely, is something innately wrong within us. It's like we're off tune. You ever heard an instrument that sounds beautiful? It sounds beautiful when it's played, right? But if someone takes and messes with all of the strings and you play it, it sounds horrible. It hurts your ears. It screeches. It's just broken at that point. And you need someone to come fix it. But if no one's around to fix it, right, it is off tune. I think we're off tune. I think that we are, and we have been off tune since these times. And with each passing generation, we are more and more off tune. We are not so far off on our path. Anyway, so we're going to chapter 9. How many chapters? Well, I started from chapter 5, 6, 7. So I read chapter 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is the last chapter, right, y'all? It says, and Yah blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. Even as the green herb have I given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof shall ye not eat. Wait, let me read that again. It says, and the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Okay, so I'm assuming that means we have the dominion over them, right? It says, every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green. Okay, so it says, even as the green herb have I given you all things. So we ate meat then. But flesh with the life thereof. So I guess human beings, you ain't supposed to eat. Okay, because from my understanding, that they were eating flesh, like the fallen, like the children of the fallen were eating human being flesh. They were cannibals. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of Yah made he man. And you be ye fruitful and multiply. Bring forth abundantly in the earth and multiply therein. And Yah spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, and I, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, for all that go out of the ark, to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of the flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And Yah said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. And I set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass. This is the rainbow we talking about, y'all. So the rainbow is a token and a covenant. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between Yah and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And Yah said unto Noah, this is the token of the covenant, which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. And the sons of Noah that went forth the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to be a husbandman, and he planted a vineyard. And he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward and covered the nakedness of their fathers. Look at that respect. And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, blessed be the Lord Yah of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. Yah shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. Oh, because Canaan didn't cover his father. He just went and told the other two, like, oh, look, that dad out there butt naked, y'all. And the other two respected their dad, was like, no, man, let's go cover him. He ain't supposed to be naked. And he said, oh, you thought it was funny? I'm just speculating, y'all. I don't know what happened. But I was trying to figure out why he cursed him. Now I see, because he didn't cover his dad. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. And all the days of Noah were 950 years. And he died. Do y'all see the power of y'all tongue, though, right? Noah cursed his son because his son did not cover his nakedness and allow him. Like, he just went and told, like, yo, our daddy is naked, y'all. Because I'm going to read it again. It says, Noah was drinking. He looked like, he sounded like, I don't know, I'm speculating, so forgive me if I'm wrong. He had a hard day at work, and he went and drank a little wine. Because it says, and he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered with, it says, and he was uncovered within his tent. So he was in his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brethren without. I guess he told his two brethren without covering him. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon their shoulders. Okay, so they tried their best not to look at their father's nakedness, and they just went and covered him. And when Noah woke from his wine, he knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, cursed be Canaan, and servant shall he be unto his brethren. So because of this, he was going to serve his brothers. Michael, I'm literally recording something. I'm finished now.